Hello! So today I'm finally going to film the Q&A, and I think it will be in two parts or it will be too long. So let's just jump into it. The first one is from Stop, Drop and Roll, who is my real life friend, Andréane. She asks, if you could have a mutant power like in X-Men, what would you want your superpower to be? I actually had to Google this because I didn't know what the powers are. There are many. I'm kind of overwhelmed by everything, but there is one that stuck out to me, and it is the power to transform into a wolf, to get animal-like senses, speed, strength, and agility. I really like the idea of transforming into a powerful animal. Also, my last name, Dib, means wolf in Arabic, so I think that it would be cool to be an actual wolf. So the next question is from Fruit Cat. Her question is your top 3 musical influences. So my 3 top musical influences are I'm going to talk about the genres. So classical music, and then I don't want to say it like that because it annoys me when people categorize it that way, but world music. And I know that's annoying, but that's just because the whole world inspires me. When I hear Brazilian music, when I hear folkloric Portuguese music, when I hear Arabic music, African music, and of course a lot Latin American music. And I know that's very broad, but because Brazil is part of that, but I would say any music like Peruvian, Chilean, Mexican, Guatemalan, any music that's from the whole Latin American part of the world inspires me a lot. And the third influence would be, it used to be like American folk, but I would say it's still there, not as much as before. I have a place in my heart for American folk music. I just love it. Oh, and for the world music, I also love like Balkan music, like, you know, Eastern European, Bulgarian, Hungarian, Russian, Romanian, all of those types of music really inspire me. Okay, next question is by La Ria Hardcastle. She says, if you had to choose, are you vegan for the animals, planet, or for your health? Which one of those reasons pulls at your heartstrings the most? Also, do you have any pets, and what are your thoughts on being vegan and owning pets? Yes, so for those who don't know, I am vegan. So I became vegan. I became vegetarian 4 years ago, for 1 year before becoming vegan. And why I became vegetarian, it's because it was for health reasons. So not because I was not healthy, but because I read some things about how we process animal products in our body. I wanted to be vegan, but I just wasn't there yet mentally. There was something missing. So what made me turn vegan a year later is seeing the documentary Vegucated. Well, actually, I saw snippets of this documentary in a Freely the Banana Girl, the cancer industry video. That made me turn vegan overnight. So I had no further questions. I didn't even see Earthlings. The movie Vegucated shows you how the animals are treated, and that really convinced me that I don't want to eat any more dairy products. I don't want to eat eggs anymore. It's not something that's interesting to me anymore. I always knew that the environment was a part of being vegan, and that always was something that was important to me, but I wouldn't say that I was saying to people, be vegan for the environment. That's not what I was doing. But when I saw the documentary Cowspiracy, I saw that documentary about a year and a half ago. Oh my gosh, and I just couldn't believe how much it actually, you know, has a part in the environment. So I'm happy to say that I'm vegan for the 3 reasons. But you know what keeps me vegan? What actually makes me avoid animal products in general, especially dairy products, is to remember that it is actually for the veal, for like the baby cow, So that breaks my heart when people say, but cheese, like how do you live without cheese? And of course, that was the hardest thing for me to give up, but um, it's not for us. It's not. It's for the baby cow to grow up, just as we drank the milk of our mother from her breast when we were babies, and then we stopped. My thoughts on being vegan and owning pets, I honestly don't really have a stance on that for now. um, I would say it depends on how you treat it. So if you have a dog or a cat, I think a dog can be very happy if you are like constantly outside and letting them run about and you're giving them so much love. Um, I don't know, like I haven't read at all about that. That's just my initial gut feeling about it. So if you have um, some information that you want to give to me, then tell me, because I want to get a cat later. But I love cats, and my sister has the cutest cat, Machiavel, his name is. I have a friend here, Schtroumpfette Val. She's also a real life friend, Valérie. She asks, so it's in French, but I'm going to translate it. From all your travels, travel adventures, which are your favorite countries that you've been to? So I have traveled quite a lot in my life. I would say my favorite country would be Colombia. Colombia, because it was a surprise to me. I knew that I was going to love Mexico. I knew that I was going to love Cuba. I knew that I was going to love Peru. And I've also been to Nicaragua and Guatemala. Oh, Guatemala, one of my favorite countries in the world. But Colombia was a surprise because I didn't know what to expect. I had never really read about it. I had never really seen pictures. All I knew was that I was going to Colombia because we wanted to go there. The nature in Colombia is incredible, and also the diversity. There's the northern part, which is like the Afro-Colombian part, and then there's also the Andes part. So you can find mountains and this Andean culture there, and also just all the different regions represent a specific culture and even a way of talking. Like their Spanish accent can be different from region to region. Isn't that fascinating? And yeah, the food, like I loved arepas, and the fruit there, passion fruit on watermelon. That was my breakfast every morning. Watermelon cut in half. I would put some passion fruit all over it and eat it with a spoon. That was my favorite. Anyway, I'm rambling, but Colombia was a surprise to me. And in Europe, I think I'm going to talk too much, so I'm just going to stop there. But thank you for this question. Ooh, another question. What do you think about, it's also from Schtroumpfette Val. So what do you think about buying vegan products from a company that also sells non-vegan products? For example, Subway, getting a Subway sandwich but the profits are going to a non-vegan company that is also promoting meat. But they are showing interest to the vegan community. So what do I have to say for that is I personally am attracted towards fully vegan companies. So, for example, if I find a place that's fully vegan, I will go there for sure. But if I have no choice, for example, I came in the middle of the night to the Montreal airport when I was coming back from Cuba, and Gabriel and I, we were starving. In the airport, in Montreal, there are no vegan places, and in the middle of the night, there was nothing open, but there was a Subway. So I got a vegan sandwich. What do I think of that is, if you are someone who is so passionate about not even supporting a industry that also sells meat, that's amazing. You're very, very strong. And I'm also usually very strong on my principles. But I do like the idea of showing them, like Subway, I love the idea of showing them that there is a vegan community, and if more people buy these vegan products, then they will probably one day become mostly vegan and then maybe completely vegan. I like to dream, so maybe Subway will one day be completely vegan. So that's what I think. But I completely respect you if you think that we should completely boycott the non-vegan companies. But I do not like the idea of buying from products that test on animals. That's completely different. Because if I'm buying a vegan product, that it should be completely vegan with no cruelty. You know what I mean? All right, this has been 15 minutes. Those are only the Instagram questions. So that was the part one. I think that's it. It was very long. So stay tuned because I'm also going to post a part two of this Q&A. Bye.